April's the month of the military child.
My name is Ashanti and my dad is in the Army. Having a parent in the military, it's hard when they have to go away, and when I was younger, that's when my dad was deployed. It's just, my sister and my mom, and we're by ourselves, and that just not like having him around, like hearing his jokes and his cheesiness. You get like homesick because you're not with, a family makes a home. So my favorite memory about I like when base has events, like they have like 5K runs or like these little festivals. And in Korea, my little sister was a ballerina, and they'd have like all the ballerinas up on stage, and they have like people's booths and everything, and they'd have like bouncy houses and all that neat stuff. So I think that's really cool. The benefits of being a military child is being able to experience different cultures and see different places that maybe other people wouldn't be able to see, because a lot of people just stay in one place their whole life. So I think that's really cool, and getting to know the culture and new people and meet people all over the world. I was born in Hawaii, and then we moved to Maryland and then Belgium and then back to Hawaii and then Texas and then Korea and now here. I don't really remember Belgium that much. In Korea, I was in middle school. It's a little bit of a culture shock. Things are different and people are different, and there's also a language barrier of some sort, even though a lot of people do know the language. And I went to school on base, so it wasn't really hard for me to meet people because everybody that I knew was going to school and was military children. That was just neat because it just wasn't as hard to meet new people and make friends and have to learn a whole another language, which I didn't really learn, which is kind of bad since I lived there for a while. But I remember when we first moved to Korea, we had just had our stuff in the hotel, and we were walking around in Itaewon, which is a shopping area, and we were just trying different foods. And me and my dad, my sisters and my mom, they don't like trying new food. Me and my dad always try food vendors, and we've had snails and these weird I don't know what it was, but it was not that great. But it's always nice when you can do stuff like that and try stuff that's new, because it's now I've done this. Some people can't say that they've done that, which is also, I guess you could say, a benefit. Every time we're getting ready to move, I'm always a little bit excited, because it's oh, we get to go to a new place and see how it is over there. But it's also hard having to say goodbye to friends you've been with. And I move every 2 to 4 years. After 2-ish years, you're getting comfortable with the people, and you're making good relationships and friendships with people. And then now you're moving, you have to say goodbye, and everybody's so sad. And that's, I think, the hardest part. It's always easier moving when you have somebody else, especially since me and my sister, we're twins, so we're in the same grade. So if we're not feeling everybody at first, we have each other, and it's okay, we can still do this, and we have someone we can still talk to that's our age. I feel always easier becoming friends with people that are already in the military, because you kind of have something to talk about with them. You have similar experiences, so you're oh, we have this in common. And it's easier when you're little, I feel to make friends, your friends like that. In high school, I remember it being just a little harder, because I feel a lot of people formulate their friend groups in middle school, so when they go to high school, they're in their little groups, and you're oh, gotta work my way into this group too, to make new friends and make your own new group. And it's harder because high school kids are not as let's be friends. So when we had the welcoming committee in Korea, that was really nice, because the teachers had set that up, so I guess teachers too can make you feel welcome. And I got to meet new people like that, and other kids that have been in the school, they have also welcoming committees where they show you around the school. I know over here they have kids that show you around the school and also will eat lunch with you or something like that, so that's pretty cool too. I think being a military child will help me in the future by just giving me a good diversity and being culturalized, because I get to experience different things. So I'm not so closed-minded, and I get to be more open-minded because I've experienced so many things. And I think that really helps you in the future if you're not if you're more an optimist and you're I can do this, because if you're always thinking that you can't do something, then you probably won't. So you have to have an open mind and be hey, I can do this. And then, eventually you try and you succeed. Having a dad that serves in the military makes me proud, because knowing that, my dad's I guess, doing something for his country and supporting like, because not everybody joins the military and not everybody is like up to the challenge, because they're getting away from their families and they're getting deployed and they're going out there trying to protect us and protect other people. So I think that's something to be proud of. I am military and I'm FCPS.